1 minute.
Naveen, I'm not able to see your screen now.
1 minute. I'm just to sure. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah, I can see now.
today will be the introduction session for S4 HANA. So let's start the session. Good morning, all. So why S4 HANA has come to the market? So you are seeing here the key milestones after evolution of HANA. What all the releases came from HANA? How evolution of HANA started with SAP. So you all know that you have worked in 4.6, 4.7, ECC 5.0, and then ECC 6.0. Now it is the S4 HANA. Say for 4.7 or 5.0, people would have done technical upgradation to come to ECC 6.0. Later, to use the new GL functionality, we have to do a data migration by using a migration cockpit to Pagel Flex and Pagel Flex T. So that in the new GL, you can use a document splitting, segment reporting, COFI, online reconciliation, ledger reporting. All these you can use when you come to the new GL. So people who are in classic GL has upgraded to the new GL, and few of them would be continuing with the classic GL only. Or people who have done direct implementation in ECC, they have gone with the new GL functionality and use the new GL functionality. After ECC 6.0, SAP started looking into the market. What should be my next release to the market to competitive with the competitors? So that is where SAP has thought, okay, now in the market, the usage of smartphones has been drastically increased. My application also should run faster. The design which we have done earlier in 4.6 or 4.7 based on RDBMS concept, it was on the traditional plan we have done the design. So now in the market, there is a lot of innovation in terms of hardware where we get in-house in-memory platform, in-memory database platform we get. So we have to use that functionality and redesign my architectural design of SAP so that it performs faster. So when it is start on the redesigning of the architectural design, it is always on the database part. In database, presently SAP is working with Oracle SQL mainframes. So when you go for redesigning of the architectural, okay, again SAP has to depend on the external vendors to get the design. So what SAP has that instead of depending on external vendors, and 40% of the revenue will be given to the database holders like Oracle or SQL or mainframes, SAP started thinking to give its own database to the market. That is where HANA database come to the market in 2011. In 2012, it has done a database migration to HANA. Database migration is plug out the Oracle database and plug in the HANA database. This is a completely a technical project where database migration, that is switching from Oracle database to HANA database. So first it is done for BW. So BW we call it as OLAP application. OLAP is Online Analytical Processing Application. In 2013, once they have done a BW database migration, they have done a database migration for ERP also. That is our ERP software. They have done a database migration. That is moving plug out the Oracle database and plug in the HANA database. The first major advantage we got here is with Oracle database, we maintain a separate database for ERP, separate database for BW. Every month end, we do extraction of data from ERP database to BW database. And in BW database, we do reporting. We call ERP database as OLTP database, online transaction processing. BW database as online analytical processing. For reporting purpose, every month end or fortnight, we have to extract the data from ERP system to BW system and then do the reporting in BW system. So BW system reporting will not be an online. With introduction of HANA database can perform both as OLTP and OLAP. As it perform both as OLTP and OLAP, we can have one database. With one database, both your ERP application as well as BW application connect to the same database. We don't need two different database here in HANA. So that reduces the database maintenance and BW reporting will be faster. This is the first advantage we got from sorry. First, this is the first advantage we got from the HANA database, where it performs both as OLTP as well as OLAP. One database where ERP and BW connect to the same database. So this we call it as business suite on HANA. That is your entire application has come to HANA. So that is we call SAP business suite on HANA. Any doubt in this?
No.
Pawan, can you hear me now? Anna, sorry, Manju, any doubt in this?
It's clear for me.
So after coming to HANA database, SAP started looking into the functional changes. What are functional changes I can make it? So when it is think on functional changes, first is always think on finance module. So in the finance module, SAP has given the first add-on, Simple Finance add-on 1.0 in 2014, which is a product launch product, okay, where the customer have not started adopting it. In 2015, it has given the release called 1503 to the market. So 1503 means 2015 March, which is on Simple Finance. That is, it contains the changes with respect to the finance module only. In the same year, it has given the 1511, which is simple logistics, which contain FICO, MMSD, changes. That means if you are using MMSD core in your SAP, you can go for simple logistics. If you are using third-party applications for all this, then you can just go for a finance module update, that is simple finance. This is in 2015. In 2016, it has given 1605, which is an update of 1503, which is an update of 1503. Okay, and in the same year, it has given next release 1610, which is an update of 1511. 1605, which is an update of 1503, that is only for simple finance. 1610 update of 1511, which is for simple logistics. From 16 release onwards, that is 2016 release onwards, we should not use the term simple finance. We should use the term S4 HANA finance, S4 HANA logistics. S4, S means simplicity, fourth means fourth generation, that is we have R3, then the next number 4, HANA finance, S4 HANA logistics. We should not use the term simple finance now. Then in the last year, 2017, it has given 1709, which is an update of 1610. From 2017, SAP started giving a separate release for finance module. So yearly one release will come, that is on function update, for which includes FICO, MM, SDPP changes. One release only will going to come from 2017 onwards. These releases are respect to on-premises edition. That is, you have a server where you will be using it. That is on-premises. We have a cloud also. For cloud, SAP will be giving the quarterly releases that we are going to discuss in the next coming slides. So these are the releases, and our training will go with 1709, which is a recent update, and we will be understanding the functionality of 1503, 1511, how it was there and how it came to 1709. Based on the topic we discussed, we'll be discussing how it has been, how it was in 1503 or in the previous releases. Any doubt in this releases part?
Nothing for 2018 yet. Have you
2018,
any
as
release?
of now, 2018, we are waiting.
Okay.
So now, when you talk on simplicity, what simplicity it has brought? Okay, so it has brought a simplicity on the many of the update. Let's understand first on the part of a technical part. Okay, so you can see whenever you post any transaction data, okay, it go and insert in your BKPF table, it go to BSEC table, after that it go to BSIK, BSID, or once it go to BSAK, BSAD, okay, or it may go to asset line item table, or it may go to controlling table. Okay, so once data is inserted based on vendor data, customer data, asset data, or controlling data, the data will get scattered in different tables. As I said, earlier development was on RDBMS concept. Every table will have a restricted number of columns you can put, above which if you put, it will create a performance issue. So that is the reason SAP has splitted the tables into different components based on the primary key. After inserting in BKPF and BSEC, it go and update the respective tables. So whenever we wanted to get the data, we have to write queries on all these tables to get and show it in a report, which consumes a time, a lot of codes. As you write a lot of code, it consumes a lot of time to bring the data and show it. So it creates a performance issues. With HANA as having in-memory platform, okay, so instead of maintaining these many indices tables, we can maintain one table. That is, SAP has given a new table called AC Docker, which we call it as universal journal or single source of truth. Universal journal or single source. That means this is one table which contains all information, header data, line item data, everything will be there. So these tables have been removed by SAP, okay, and created a new table AC Docker, which we call universal journal or single source of truth. So this table is having 300 plus columns. As it is having in-memory platform, it will not create a performance issue. The tables which is been removing, if you have written a Z programs on these tables, what to do? So the table which has been removed has been converted as a views. Has been converted as a views. So if you have written a query with Z program where you are passing data, passing a query to BSIK table, it will get you the data as it is a view. It redirect to AC Docker table and get you the data. Clear? But if you are inserting BSIK table with some Z program, you have to change the code to redirect to AC Docker table. If you are doing implementation, you don't need to worry, because implementation package is a new package which comes in S4 HANA. Directly it will go and insert in AC Docker table. If you are doing migration from ECC, if you are migrating it to S4, okay, so the migration is the what migration? First is a database migration, okay, and then a data migration. Database migration is completely a technical project which will done by a basis consultant, where we test the scenarios are working fine as it was working in the ECC, as it was working in the ECC. with the AC Docker table. Okay, now after doing a database migration, SAP will be like whenever you wanted to get migrate and use S4 on a functionality, you have to do data migration to AC Docker table. That is functional project where SAP has given us steps and we are going to execute the steps which will migrate data to AC Docker. That is a functional FICO project which we are going to understand the migration part, how to do migration from ECC to S4 HANA. Along with the removal of indices table, SAP also removed the total table GLT0. If you are using classic GL, this will be the total table, or Faggle Flexi if you are using the new GL table. If you are using new GL, so the total table, again the totals will get saved in the table, and whenever you do any data insertion, system has to update the total table every time, and whenever you wanted to query up, it will take time and it will take the table space. Instead of that, SAP remove the total tables, and whenever you need a total from AC Docker, system will going to do calculation on fly. Calculation on fly is a technical word. Whenever you wanted the report, system will going to calculate on fly and show you the report, which will perform faster than the taking the data from the total table. Any doubt in this? An, Manju, Pawan, Upender.
No, it's okay.
No.
Okay, so we are going to understand when we log into system, we will see that stable removed and converted into views, how it is. We will all discuss that in detail. Okay, so say whenever you start your upgradation path, see first is you have to be go to HANA database. Once you go to HANA database, then we do the S4 HANA migration, S4 HANA finance migration. So prerequisite is you should be in HANA database. To go to HANA database, you should be in EHP 7. You should be in EHP 7 to upgrade it to HANA database. Otherwise, during the migration to HANA database, you have to update to EHP 7, then only you can migrate to HANA database. So that is what we are seeing in this screen. Okay, if you are in any DB and if you are in any EHP package, you have to update to EHP 7 and then you can move to HANA database. If you are already in EHP 7 package in the second, you can move to HANA database at any point of time. Once you are in HANA database, okay, you can upgrade it to Simple Finance, that is S4 HANA Finance at any point of time. So if you go and upgrade now, it will be you are going in for 1709. The recent release only we are going to do. Are people who have done already in 1511 or 1503, now they can migrate. They can. I will not say the word migrate. They can upgrade it to the 1709. Say migration logic, that is migration of data to AC Docker, whether you have done it in 1503 or 1709, the logic of movement is been done. So 1503 people who have done already migration, they will not be going to migrate again any data. Okay, they will only use the new functionalities provided in 1709. So migration is a data migration which has been done earlier will also hold good now in 1709. So 1503, if you have already done data migration, now you can upgrade it to 1709. For that, you don't need to do any data migration, only additional functionalities activation. For that, whatever the prerequisites are required, that we have to take care, because the data is already available in AC Docker for the data which you have to migrate. Clear on this part? So this is the releases of S4 HANA Finance, like add-on 1.0, that whatever we have discussed. You can see, which I was telling earlier, when you are using Oracle database, so you have to migrate the data, you have to do the extraction of data from your ERP database to, that is OLTP database, to OLAP database. Now with SAP HANA, you will have one database where both of the application will connected, so it will do the online reporting. So now when you come to HANA database, we say the data saved in the columnar based. So in Oracle, it was saving the data in the row based. So saving the data in columnar is more advantageous, where data compression will going to happen. So this is completely a technical database architectural design. Okay, we cannot see, or we are not doing the settings as a function consultant. So for our understanding, what is row based and what is columnar based of data alignment at the database level. You cannot see this alignment at SC16 table level. It is alignment of data at the database level. So what is the difference? For our understanding, I have taken an example to explain here. So you have a data of ID, name, country, city. Okay, this data, when you place it in the row based, the first row the data will get placed, and the second row the data will get placed, and the third row the data will get placed. That means row by row the data will get aligned. That is the row by row the data will get placed. Sorry. So the row by row the data will get placed in the database. That is row based data. When you say columnar based, okay, the same data, the first column will get aligned, and the second column will get aligned, and the third column will get aligned, and the fourth column will get aligned. That is, first column wise data is getting aligned at the database level. So when data sits in columnar base, that means if you move from Oracle database to HANA database, your row based data will get placed in columnar based, due to which the data compression will happen. Due to which the data compression will happen, so that your database size will get reduced. That is one of the advantages of moving from Oracle to HANA database. Say many projects where they have done a database migration to HANA, but still they have not used the functionalities of S4 HANA. That is, they have not done the data migration. They are running the ERP application on HANA database, where there will not be any table changes. All the existing table will going to remain as it is. During database migration, there will not be any table changes. When you go for S4 HANA functionality to active, that is S4 HANA finance migration, that is where AC Docker table will get created and data migration will happen to that, and then we can use the functionalities of S4 HANA finance. If you are just migrating it to HANA database, the existing table BSIS, BSIK, BSID, whatever table I have told, it will be remain as it is on HANA database. Clear on this? An, Manju, Pavan.
Thank you for me.
Right.
It's fine.
Say customer journey. I was telling you on the customer journey part. So you will have three options. As I said, you will have the now on premises or cloud or hybrid. On premises is whatever you are using presently, the ERP application with the server. That is on premises. Cloud is you can use the SAP now on cloud also. The hosts are available. You can use cloud. Hybrid is where you have a remote places where you work with on premises, and then later when you have the data connectivity, you will be moving the data to the cloud. That is hybrid approach. So if you are in a new customer, so you can go and on premises deploy new installation. Okay, once you are, you can directly go and use the cloud also. Okay, either of the way you can use it. If you are a new customer, see, if you are a new customer in the cloud, we have two things. One is public cloud and a private cloud. Private cloud is a specific space is allotted for you, and you will be the owner for it. In the public cloud, where out of the big space, a part of the spaces will be allocated for you. So as I said, the cloud releases will be given every quarterly. SAP keep updating the service packs for the cloud. That is, in the current year also we had 1802 okay, 1805. Like this, SAP keep giving the cloud releases. If you are in a public cloud, directly it will get released to public cloud without asking anything on the clients who are available in the public cloud. If it's a private cloud, you have to pay a separate licensing fee and get that. For public cloud, because multiple clients are there, they will just release because the service pack has to get updated based on the release available from SAP. So on premises is again like every year you will be getting one releases. Okay. So if you go for new implementation, then you will be using a recent. If you're already done in 1610, it is not that you have to mandatorily update to 1709. You can continue in 1610. Later, maybe in 2018 or 2019, when you get a new release, if you can directly update to that. Okay. Or you can just continue as it is now with the 1610 only if you are fine. SAP has given a deadline that for all its customer by 2025 everyone should be in HANA database. That means they will not going to support Oracle database after 2025. They have to be in HANA database. It is not mandated that you have to migrate to S4 HANA and do the data migration. You have to migrate the database to HANA. So SAP Business Suite on any DB customer, if you are in any DB database, first you have to migrate to HANA database and then you have to migrate to the cloud and then use it. Fine. Then SAP Business Suite powered by SAP HANA customer. SAP Business Suite powered by SAP HANA customer is like if you are already in the SAP HANA customer at any point of time, if you have done a database migration, you can use anytime on premises or you can migrate to cloud. That means once you are in HANA database at any point of time, you can migrate to the cloud if you wanted to use the cloud. Clear?
Naveen?
Hmm.
Yeah, see, regarding this public cloud and private cloud, you just said that. Could you just, from the customer perspective, what is it that they would prefer? What is the advantage of public over private or private over public? So,
See,
cost
few
point of view,
customers,
maybe from security point.
see again, it is a data part and the investment part. Okay, if you're already using the on-premises, if you're in ECC and using the on-premises, that is the server. Okay, again moving it to the cloud will have a cost for the client. Okay, so cloud physical storage of data, that is like your data, whatever you give the rent for your data storage part, like your data house where you provide your servers and maintenance, that will be reduced. But again few of the client will say we are not ready to give our transactional data to outside of the company, so then they will be continuing with the on premises only. Again when you come to cloud, as I said, when you use a public cloud, okay, you will have a space. For example, a new customer coming to coming for HANA implementation, where they say I cannot maintain my server, I cannot invest on the server part as of now. Okay, and they may say the private cloud also will cost more because the specific space is allotted to me. So in that case you can recommend them the public cloud, where it will be little lesser cost. Instead of investing on the hardware component and all, if you go for cloud, you don't need to invest on the any of the hardware component.
Okay.
So because we have few more people to join today, they have not joined. They'll be joining tomorrow onwards. Okay, I'll stop here. Okay, I have told you also like first 2 days I'll go with 30 to 40 minutes of session. So where a few people like to join tomorrow and all. So I'll stop here. If you have any doubt for today, you can just ask me. Whatever we discussed on the part of releases, and then the row based columnar based and the releases part and evolution of S4 HANA.
Hello, Naveen.
Yeah, Bhupender.
Yeah, are you covering migration part also?
Yes, yes. So during our syllabus,
Okay.
we'll be covering the three topics basically, which is as per the SAP recommended. Okay, I think the syllabus would have been gotten from your institute S4F01, S4F02, and S4F03. So S4F01 talks on the FI changes, okay, and S4F02 talks on controlling changes, and S4F03 talks on migration from ECC to S4HANA. Okay, so these are the three books referred by SAP to write the S4HANA certification.
Okay.
So we'll be covering all this as per the SAP standard syllabus.